Hello everyone, welcome. It's Night Train here, replace the ones with eyes. Replace the eyes with ones. And today we're going to be looking at some Reddit drama. I hope you guys will join me on this adventure as I delve into Reddit and see what's going on. Alright, well, let's see. I'm thinking I'm gonna go through r/ am I an asshole today. That's usually a really good place to go. So let's check that out. Oh, let's see. Oof. That's not what I'm looking for. Alright, r/ am I the asshole? Let's see. Am I the asshole for asking my parents why my wedding gift was significantly smaller than my sister's? Doesn't seem too interesting. Let's keep going. Let's see. And today it's really kind of... Ooh. Am I an asshole for being mad at my husband for stranding me at the airport for an hour so he could finish his baseball game? Let's see. So my sister has a newborn and was really struggling with sleeplessness and postpartum. We live in the next state, but I didn't hesitate to cancel all my week's plans and appointments and book tickets to go for 3 nights. While there, I cooked and cleaned by day and fed the baby at night and overnight. After 3 days, I was pretty spent and I sleep deprived myself. I came home on an evening flight that arrived at 8 p.m. The flight was super bumpy and I'm anxious, so that added to my nerves being fried. Well, my husband was supposed to pick me up, but he had a baseball game, casual beer league, 2 miles from the airport. Now, what the heck is casual beer league? I'll be looking into that. When I landed, there was 1 inning left in the game. I figured he'd duck out early to come grab me, but no. He insisted on finishing the game and told me to sit tight. I looked into an Uber home, but it would cost $200. Wow. I didn't know Uber homes were a thing, first of all. So I sat in the airport in tears because I was so exhausted and hurt. He showed up an hour later. Edit, we pre-arranged for him to leave early and pick me up. He changed his mind somewhere between when I was away and when I landed. He also told me not to spend money when I texted him about Uber costs to home and to the game. Both were exorbitant because of the late hour. When I laid into him, he got super defensive and told me this game was close and important to him, and it should be no big deal for me to sit and wait a while. I told him I felt like I'd just be super supportive of someone for 3 days and was tired and needed some support myself, and was hurt that he'd choose 1 inning of baseball over my comfort and needs. His response? I wouldn't have cared if it were me. Who's the asshole here? Am I totally overacting or am I being gaslit? Oh, wow. I mean, it's not really a tough thing to think about this one here. But first of all, before I continue, what the heck is casual beer league? There's not a lot of information on it, but there's a rather Reddit post about it. I'm guessing casual beer league is just an unofficial kind of thing. So if I had to really think about it, for this lady here, I would definitely say she's not the asshole, and hear me out. So these plans were already prearranged with her and her husband, and she was exhausted when she got to the airport. If anyone's been traveling before, you know it can be super stressful, you know, arriving and trying to figure out your way home, or, you know, getting to the destination you're going. And it's usually really nice to have that person that you depend on. But at the same time, that person you depend on needs to be dependable. And if they're not, it can really make things difficult for traveling. Yeah, she, you know, her husband is obviously an asshole, but she's not an asshole here. I mean, everything's prearranged. Her husband could have definitely just, you know, left the last inning to go pick her up. And the whole thing where it's just like, I wouldn't have cared if it were me. Guys, it's not a good thing to say that to your girlfriends, your partners, your lovers. And here's why. It's because you could totally say that when it doesn't happen to you, but when it does happen to you, that's not how you would react. I can't guarantee that for everyone, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna care in some way, shape, or form. So the fact that that's what he said is kind of stupid. I mean, at the same time, this is his wife. She depends on him, he depends on her. That's their relationship. So she's definitely being gaslit, and that's what I would issue for a verdict for this. Let's go for the next one. As a matter of fact, it looks like there is a Am I the Asshole Unfilter. Which is the best of. So I'll be checking that out. Am I the asshole for hiding my keys from my dad and stepmom? So a little backstory here. Wait. Let me go back real fast. Oh, that's not what this is. Huh. Let's read it anyways. So my dad and stepmom won't take them as I have 3 job interviews tomorrow, and I don't plan on walking 8.5 miles in the blazing heat to go to them. They have been bitching at me to find a job for months, so they will take my truck, which I paid for, in cash, and are threatening to sell it from under me. Tonight I decided to type this up because I can't deal with my dad on his power trip since he's got in custody of me. So am I the asshole for hiding my keys when my parents don't sell my property? Wow, that's really easy. Yeah, you're not the asshole for doing that. Obviously, you're only 17, my guy. You're not even fully an adult yet, so it's not like you getting a job is that big of a deal. But yes, I mean, at some point, you know, by the time you turn 18, you should definitely start looking into getting a job, going to university, you know, whatever secondary things you're going to do to get your life started. But it's imperative that parents are supportive to their kids. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people have kids just to treat them like pets or property that's easily thrown away. And that's not how kids should be treated. That's not how kids should be dealt with. So, I mean, in this situation, yeah, you're completely in the right to hide your keys. I'd go with the advice that Stanky Hermergion gave to hide the title. You can't sell a car to someone if you don't have the title, and you know, when you turn 18, man, I hope you really do get that job with that job interview. Get out of there. It's not worth. Parents like that are not worth sticking around, and it's definitely not worth hoping they become better people over time. Some people are lucky; they have parents that learn and grow. Others are not. So I wish you the best. So let's go to the next one. As a matter of fact, let's check out. Let's see the r// best of is up to. Best of Redditor updates. I love the subreddit. Ooh. accidentally sent a text to her husband that was meant for Mark, her co-worker. Trigger warnings. Assault. Mood spoilers. Hopeful. Let's check this out. This seems fun. Husband told me he's leaving me. Then he became mad that I didn't seem that heartbroken. Oh wow. This is going to be maybe a tough one, isn't it? Now, let's just double check. Okay, same story. About 2 weeks ago, I was on my way out to a work outing with my coworkers when my husband told me he wanted to talk to me. He said he's met someone new and wanted to leave me. We have been together for 15 years, married. For over 10, we have 2 children together. The feelings I had were a mixture of relief and immense pain, but mostly relief. We haven't been happy for at least 3 years, and besides sex and the children, we have nothing in common anymore. We live 2 completely different and separate lives, but under the same roof. I felt relief that one of us was courageous enough to pull the plug. I can't explain why I felt the pain, though. He talked on about how we were going to do this. The children, the house, etc. He said that he had found a 1-bedroom and that he was moving out until everything was settled. I could keep the house, etc. when he was finished. I was about an hour late to the outing. I ordered an Uber and chose to wait outside. Wait for it outside. Yeah, I have a bad habit of skipping sentences and words. I got a text from one of my coworkers, Marks. Mark, not Marx. It's a communist. I mean, whatever. That I was so late, it wasn't even fashionable anymore. I took my phone to answer him, but I guess I got a text from my husband at the same time, so I texted him this in my language. Oh, Mark, you don't know the half of it. My husband was dumping me, so that took a minute. I guess I'm free now, and a laughing emoji. Tell you more when I see you. I'm on the way. Since the beginning of the year, many of my coworkers were splitting and getting divorced. We were saying that our department was being cursed until Mark, the most recent one to separate, still going through a divorce, jokingly said it wasn't a curse, it was freedom. I was referring to that, but my husband, who got the text instead of Mark, was angry about how different I was, to start joking 5 minutes after I was told my 15 years relationship was over. I explained about the curse to him. He didn't care to listen. That seems completely on him. Now he is refusing to move out and has gone back on the divorce. He doesn't speak to me and refuses to answer when I ask when he was going to move out. One of the last conversations we had, he told me that he was planning on being generous with me during the divorce, but now he's going to take me for everything I've got and held dear. I told him that he can't, because freedom is what I held dear. He slapped me hard across my face. Ooh, that's a big no-no. Yeah, this is pretty sad. Well, it's getting into sad territory. Now, where was I? This is the first time he'd ever done this. Later, I heard him crying in the bathroom. I'm 42, my husband is 45, our children are 12 and 11 boys. Should I apologize about the text? It wasn't meant for him, but still, why does he care when he's already moving on? I need to clarify 2 things. Yes, my husband has someone new. He wasn't lying about it. A 25, 26-year-old that he works with. I don't know if he's sleeping with her or just fallen in love with, and therefore was asking for a divorce before acting on his feelings. I believe it's the latter. He has rented an apartment. Is that how you do that? Is that how that word works? Rented? Rented. And was going to move out after telling me. He hasn't yet. I can't move out because I want to be with my children. No, I'm not having an affair with Mark. It happened that he was the one texting me when I ran late to the work outing. But I've been talking to him about what happened, and he feels somewhat guilty. We're a bit closer now, but I am not a cheater. And even if something happens between me and Mark, I will wait until divorce, or at least the separation is public. If the divorce drags out for years like my husband now seems to want, I have self-respect, and I have my boys to think about. So I would never cheat, neither physically nor emotionally. To be fair, over a couple of years, with divorce pending, that's a little easier said than done. But some people have a will of iron and stone. But I commend you, lady. Update on my situation. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to inform you that I have found an apartment that's going to be available in September. I really believe now I don't have to feel like I'm trapped with my ex who doesn't know what he wants. I am filing divorce when I've moved out with my children, and hopefully he's going to be civil. Unfortunately, I've had to be the one to tell my children we're separating because he refused to break the news together with me. My heart is broken and I've been crying since. The look in their eyes of being let down makes me regret getting to this stage in our relationship without trying to fix it. My youngest asked me if he could do something to fix it, maybe be a better son. That hurts. And that hurts. I felt that one because my parents separated when I was young too. Fortunately, it was too young for me to understand or know anything, but wow. Divorce can really hurt you at a young age. God, I hope they forgive us for breaking up their home. And to add on to that, I mean, sometimes I even have a hard time forgiving my parents for their divorce because I always wondered if my life would have been better if they were together. Not that my life's not good now, it's just I wonder if I would have been a bit different in a good way. But it's talk for another time. My husband is acting very weird. He apologizes profusely for hurting me and is trying to initiate intimacy with me. I find it weird and so wrong. He also told me his new girl wants children and he doesn't. He did a vasectomy after our children. So I don't know how he's going to do it. He also talked about having her move into our home if I left. I told him that he needed to think about our sons. I'm not allowing him to introduce a new person in their life so fast and without it being a serious relation. He asked me why I was jealous and I told him I wasn't. I just don't want my children to experience instability, but he's going to let her move in with the children or staying with me until his relationship is serious. He's already having problems with this new girl before they even moved in together, and he wanted her in my son's lives. He said again, I was jealous, so I dropped it. Finally, he asked me where we went wrong. I couldn't answer him at first, but then I told him, we were probably never right. You hit your wife, maybe it took you 15 years to show your real self, but you did it in the end, and I would never love a man who hit his wife, so you were never right. He cried. Wow, that was a journey. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting update, and it really highlights how sometimes relationships can be kind of tough. It is really tough to maintain a relationship long term, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of growth. You can't settle into who you believe yourself is. You have to keep continuing to grow and grow with your partner, and when you think you've peaked at your growth with your partner, you need to reevaluate things. You got to keep growing with your partner, keep doing better, being good to them, and that's where a lot of people tend to fail. And so, I think that it's really sad people get divorced and everything, but sometimes it can be for the best. Sometimes, people cheat, people just grow apart. But always try to go to counseling. Maybe there's just there's an underlying problem that can be easily fixed. Don't do what this dude did. Her husband is obviously trash for going behind her back to see someone else, but that stuff happens. And if you're getting a divorce and you have kids, just think about your kids, man. If you can make it work while you have kids, make it work. And when I say make it work, I don't mean begrudgingly just be with each other. I mean go at it as if you loved each other since day one. The same feelings, because like I said, kids can be resentful of when their parents separate and stuff, or they can feel that grief and burden on them. They can put that grief and burden on themselves. And it's coming from someone who's had parents that divorced him when he was young. And I said, I think about that to this day, and I mean, I think things could have been better, but let's go on to the next one. All right. Oh boy. Can I read this on I'm debating if I want to read this. I'm gonna read this, but I'm gonna have to censor this for YouTube. Oh boy. As a matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'm gonna look into something real fast. Alright, so I'm back. I just checked with Reddit. Sorry, not Reddit. I just checked to see what the Twitch guidelines are on what can and can't be said on stream. Just making sure clearing my bases. Turns out I can read this, but for YouTube I'm definitely gonna have to censor it. Anyways, my fiance gave a guy a blowjob during her bachelorette party. Update. I am more shocked than livid. My wife had a bachelorette party in a strip club while I was asleep. Around 2 a.m. I got a call from a close friend of hers telling me to check my messages. I opened it up and I had turned on the lights and washed my face and take my meds before watching the video game. She captioned the video. Is this a woman you want to spend the rest of your life with? I was in denial. I know my fiance and know she would never pull a prank on me like this. I kept watching the video over and over again, and guys, it's her. Holy crap. How could she do this to me? I trusted her and this is what I got back. I'm thinking about calling off the wedding, but I don't want to be so emotional. I also don't want her to know I've seen the video because I felt it will affect our relationship in the long run. Maybe if I just act like it never happened, it would make things better. Update. I called off the wedding with my fiance. Let me just make sure there's not extra information here. Ooh, there's more information. Oh, nope, it's not. It's the same. I'm a bit dumb. I made a previous post here about my fiance blowing a guy at her bachelorette party. Somehow, some folks were able to guess my name and now it's gone. When she came back and I confronted her with the video like you suggested, she denied it, saying she doesn't remember doing any of that. She said she barely drank and her friends that sent the video was just trying to separate us. She told me her friend, that I've known way before I met my fiance, has been jealous of the fact that we were getting married and feels she could be a better match for me because my fiance is too wild and wouldn't make a good wife. Sheesh. There was so much drama involved. It was almost comical. There was literally video evidence against my fiance, but she's denying it. She claims she was framed. My friend sent the video to my mom and it's a mess. She told me she won't let me make a mistake that would ruin my life. To be honest, I just want to leave. I need a fucking break from all this madness. If this was a prank, then they got me. They win. I'm done. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I've heard about stuff like this in some really interesting places. I didn't think this was a thing that really happened, and if it did, it was really rare. But that's crazy. Like imagine like loving someone with your whole heart, only for them to, break it and stab you in the back, and then lie to you in your face. Wow. Man, that's crazy. My guy, man, I wish you the best. Wow. That's pretty messed up. I don't even know what to say to that. I guess I have one bit of thing. I always hated like the toxic culture that's been emerging from like bachelorette parties, where people think that, oh, this is the last time you'll be single, let's go bang a prostitute or some stupid stuff like that. And let me be frank, that is the single dumbest thing I've ever heard of. If you were loyal to your partner before, you should continue to be loyal to them throughout the process of your engagement and etc. Bachelorette party, bachelor party, whatever. It is so stupid to go behind their back and do that. If your mentality is, this is the last time I'll get laid with someone else other than this person, you need to reevaluate being in a relationship in the first place. Don't be in a relationship in that case. Like, just live the life of an actual bachelor. Just lay down whatever you want. Love be damned. But you cannot have this sort of like mentality when you're getting in an actual relationship. Anyways, I digress. Next story. Let's find something short. You know what? Let's wrap this up with something interesting. Let's go to r/insane parents. All right. Oh, sorry. I don't mean r/insane parents. But I mean r/entitled parents. All right. Dad just slapped me. Why is this rule not safe for work? I'm scared to click it, but let's see. Buy the house or I'll be homeless. Am goes nuts in the store. Sounds interesting. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a juicy, maybe a juicy one. Well, sorry for the typos you would see here, as English is not my native tongue. My brother in Christ, English is my native language, and I sound like a troglodyte when I speak. You're fine. So let the scene. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, no, I'm kidding. So let the scene as this happened about a week ago, when I went into the local electronics store to get a new controller for my Xbox as well as a headset and a game. Went early as I figured that I would not meet many people in the store, and we still have this distance rule between people and not really required to wear masks. But I do since I visit both my parents and grandparents a lot to avoid get the thing that has plagued us. Okay, maybe it's a little hard with English. And me being kind of bad at speaking. It's gonna be hard. Cast story as it follows. Me, CC, cool clerk. EM, entitled mother as always. EMH, entitled mother's husband. And finally, entitled mother's son walks into store, went into gaming section. Now where is it? Hey, the Sumo Prince. That's his username. Okay. Can I help you with something? Yo, CC, looking to see if you had a controller and a headset for Xbox One, as the right joystick does not work any longer, and I want to get a different headset that is bigger. We do have these new controllers. We just got in. As for the headset, it is the second row on the right. Thanks for the direction, dude. And could you find the controller for me? Sure. He goes to leap to find it, and then unknown to me, Ian overheard us and was slowly approaching me behind as I moved into the second row to look for the right headset. Taps on the shoulder. Turns head. Yes. Gas. Why are you wearing a mask? As we don't need to do it, and boy, you are too old to be mind games and stuff. Oh, she's one of these people. Okay. First of all, games are not just for kids. Second of all, she's probably the type of parent to complain about games being too violent. There's an age rating on the game for a reason. Anyways, I'm just assuming about that. But I'm assuming you're that kind of person. And I think it's a fair assumption. Second of all, if this guy wants to wear a mask, that's his own goddamn business. He's not telling you to put on a mask in your place where it's not required, so don't tell him to take it off if he doesn't want to. I digress. Because I got parents and grandparents I love, and I actually want them to live. Very good reason to also still have a mask these days. As for me being, air quotes, old, I may be older, yes, but I like to play games or to relax and have fun with friends. And that is no business of yours. Good response, my guy. If looks could be described, she had a look of being mad, angry, and so on, like I kicked a puppy or something. But I shrugged it off and turned my head back to look over the headsets to get the right one. Sees the one that I like and grabs it. The entitled mother slaps it out of my hand and points fingers in my face. Do not speak to your elders that way and respect them, boy. Oh, I see. She's definitely one of those people. Turns around and looks her dead in the eye. Listen here, you flappy, rumpled goat. You do not smack things out of my hand, and you do not talk to me the way and act like you are in the right when you're not. We just kept going back and forth, hurling insults at each other. Then by the time CC came back, when the argument had reached a peak and became slightly worse and saw the entire thing, CC knows I am the kind of guy that takes no BS from anyone at all and is not afraid to say it out loud to them. He goes to step in to call things out, and then out of nowhere, the entitled mother kicked me hard in the nuts and claimed I assaulted her and made sexual comments which I did not. EMS was nearby looking at games and heard the argument and saw what EM did, and H was coming inside to check what was going on. Rolls on the floor, clutching my crotch. Ma'am, I have to ask you to leave the store right now. What the heck, Mom? Why'd you kick him in the nuts? He was being rude and sexual and insulted me, and I felt threatened by him. Raised her eyebrow, went over. What the hell did happen? In pain and keeps rolling. What's her B word? Of a woman kicked me in the balls for talking back to her and slapped the headset out of my hand. To make it short, she was kicked out the store. H pays for the game EMS got, and also for the headset which broke, and it cost a lot. Sorry to me for EM's behavior and CC to make sure I was taken care of and got me a discount for the headset and controller. Wow. Well, I guess this is an interesting one to call it for today for the Reddit series. But, yeah, this person is definitely an entitled mother, and if you're an older lady person, word of advice, don't be an asshole. You'll live longer. And you gotta earn respect to get respect. So, think about that. Anyways, it's been Night Train. Replace the eyes with ones. And I'll be seeing you guys later.